Hi, how are ya? All right, let's have a look at pull-ups. Like the title says, pull-up hacks. How can you get more out of pull-ups? How can you get closer to your first pull-up? All right, first up, jump down into the link in the description, get your free copy of my ebook, Train Wherever the Fuck You Want. It's all about resistance bands, one of the tools we're gonna talk about a little bit today to help you get more out of your pull-ups. Pull-ups are hard. Look, one of the big reasons why pull-ups are so hard is because you don't do that movement as much in your day-to-day life. Push-ups, it's a lot easier to build up the strength for a push-up because we do end up in that position a lot more where we're pushing things away from us, you know, where we're getting up off the floor to do something. We are using those muscles a lot more, but other than, say, climbing a ladder, hopping out of a swimming pool, you're not using your pulling muscles as much. What's the difference between a pull-up and a chin-up? I've popped a link down below in the description to an article I've written going really thorough over the difference of pull-ups and chin-ups, but the main difference is our hands. So with our pull-ups, we've got our knuckles facing, these knuckles I'm talking about, these guys are facing away from us. Chin-ups, we're in this way. Chin-ups are bringing your bicep in a little bit more, which is helping with the pull. Your bicep is also a pulling muscle. When you're doing your chin-ups, you're not engaging those as much and you're relying on the back muscles a whole lot more. All right, so first up, let's talk how a pull-up should look. Now look, there's nothing particularly wrong with the knees behind the back approach that most people do, but for me, and you have heard me talk about it a lot, I love making sure I'm using my core in everything that I'm doing. Every exercise is always an element of my core, whether my core's just there stabilizing myself, whatever. Yeah, all right mate, message is clear. Yeah, so I prefer to have toes, feet together, toes facing forwards, hips slightly back, making sure you're sucking in and your core's already on before you start the movement. Any compound movement done correctly should be bringing your core into it. So there's my first little thing you want to aim to be doing, is making sure you're engaging your core before you even get started. Man, you are one noisy son of a bitch. Core on, toes forward, hips slightly back, start the movement from there. You're gonna find it more difficult to begin with, and that's because you're using a whole lot more muscles all of a sudden. You're draining yourself quicker, but the benefits will pay off in the long run, so it's really worth setting up like that to begin with. All right, so for those of you who haven't got your first pull-up yet, or you're just trying to get more, say, first tip, use a band. The resistance band is gonna help take a little bit of that weight. Just like when you set up on a lat pull-down machine and you can choose the pins for how much resistance you're pulling, same thing with the resistance band. So it's gonna take a little bit of the weight so you can still work your muscles without going, you know, hammer and tongs. Like any lift, there's no point you setting up for, say, a deadlift and trying to do sets of your max. If it's your max, you can only do it once. And if you can't do a full pull-up yet, then your max with that movement is a lot lighter than what you weigh. So you need the resistance band to help you there with it. But the biggest tip I really wanna offer today is focus on the eccentric. So when the muscle is lengthening. So remember, we're using our lats. So when it's lengthening, we're lowering ourselves back down again. So you want to make sure you're lowering yourself down nice and slow. I've been over this a lot with pull-ups, with push-ups, with I think even pistol squats, a few of the tips I've given you guys. The biggest tip is always slow down the negative phase of the movement, or the eccentric if you want to talk technical. If we go back to our first one, resistance band, use the band to pull you up. It's going to help get you up there, and then aim for an 8-second negative. 8 seconds is about all you really want to be aiming for, bang for buck wise. Any longer than 8 seconds, you're not really getting the same benefits anymore. Build up to 8 seconds. If you can only do 3 seconds down, that's cool. Aim for 4 seconds next week. Remember, progressive overload. We're always aiming to do a little bit more. All right, another tip you can do is you can jump up there. So jump, use that momentum to get you started, pull up, and then back to the last tip, come back down slowly. Always, 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 no matter which one of my other tips you want to use, you should be incorporating slowing down the negative. I still do it now with any movement I'm learning to do, even just to get more out of a pull-up session. I'll be doing my usual sets. I'll always come down slower because gravity is going to pull me down anyway. I might as well get as much out of that movement as I can and fight my way back down. We can use a band, we can jump into it, and both of those, we're slowing down the eccentric. So last thing that we can be doing to work on these movements is doing rows. Doing body weight rows. So find yourself a low bar, aim for heels on the floor, nice straight body. Obviously play around with the angles, bend your knees if you have to, but always aim to be trying to make it more difficult than the last time you did it. But doing the rows is going to work a lot of the same muscles to build up that strength as well. And lastly, like the golden tip that you should all be doing to get yourselves to where you need to be is full range of motion. There's no point just going here to here, just doing that much of the movement, because you're not working the muscles the whole way. You're not lengthening them right out. You're not contracting them all the way. So full range of motion. Pull yourself all the way up. Chin over the bar. Whether it's a chin up or a pull up, chin over the bar. And then lowering yourself all the way down, back to lockout. Not to here, not to there, all the way out. All right, short and sharp again today. I hope those tips were useful, but the main takeaway, I think, is to focus on the eccentric. Play around with all those other tips. They're all gonna work in various different ways, but slowing down the negative is the best way to get more strength in the movement. I've done it with plenty of clients with push-ups and with pull-ups with great results. It may seem a little bit boring to begin with when you're always just lowering yourself down, but trust me, that strength will build up. You'll notice even going from a 3-second negative to an 8-second negative, you've already gotten stronger. So it won't be long till you can pull yourself back up. So like I say, go get yourself a pack of resistance bands because they're going to help a lot with learning these. And seeing you've already got the resistance bands, you might as well get my ebook. Get your free copy of my ebook, Train Wherever the Fuck You Want. It's my full guide to everything resistance bands, a full body weight program, all with a pack of resistance bands. So whether you're in lockdown or whether you're just sick of paying a monthly membership at the gym, you're not going to need it anymore. My ebook's free, packet of resistance band is $50. You're laughing. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.